Hello. In this video, I'm going to show you how to configure the Wi-Fi settings for the CamRanger 2. We're going to do that with a web browser and the web GUI. Here we have a web browser on a computer connected to the CamRanger network. I'll type in the CamRanger IP address, which is default 192.168.82.1. Brings up a welcome screen, and the default password is admin. Go ahead and log in. The first tab is the network tab. These are some more advanced settings, and really if you don't know what they do or what they mean, you likely don't want to be changing them. More important to us is the Wi-Fi tab. The first setting you see up top is the country. I'm in the United States, so that's what I have selected. That's important because the channels available for each Wi-Fi band vary based on the country, so you want to make sure you have that set correctly. You'll also notice there's a 2.4 gigahertz and a 5 gigahertz section. That's for the two different Wi-Fi bands. As we've said before, 5 gigahertz is what you generally want to use because it's faster and has less interference. 2.4 gigahertz can have longer range, or if you don't have a device that supports 5 gigahertz. Next up is the enabled checkbox. You can turn off a Wi-Fi band you're not using, and that will actually improve the battery life a little bit. The SSID is just the name of the network, and the default is CamRanger dash last three characters of the serial code, and then the Wi-Fi band. The Wi-Fi password is the CamRanger serial code. I'm using a special unit, so it's just CamRanger. The channel is listed here, and that you typically want to set to auto. What that does is when the CamRanger turns on, it looks and sees what's a good channel that doesn't have a lot of interference and then automatically sets to it. But you can configure to a specific channel of your choosing if you want. Broadcast SSID is just a fancy way of saying, do you want it to automatically show up on the list of Wi-Fi networks, say in your phone. If you don't and you want to manually enter that so it's not as easy to see that there's a network, you can go ahead and turn that off. Lastly, and the potentially most important stuff, this client network. That's used to join the CamRanger into an existing Wi-Fi network. There's a couple reasons you might want to do this. The most common reason is you want to be connected to the internet while also using the CamRanger. Let's say you have an iPad connected to the CamRanger, and you also want to be able to quickly send images to social media. That requires being connected to the internet. So, if you're connected to an existing router with an internet connection, you can both communicate with the CamRanger and the internet to be able to share pictures. Another use case could be if you wanted to extend the range. You can see here we have a photographer working with the CamRanger, and by putting an existing router and joining into that router's Wi-Fi network, you can get a longer distance range. Also note that bridging into a network will slow down the Wi-Fi transfer speed, so you really only want to do it if it's necessary. Now back to the web GUI, we'll go ahead and click Configure on the band we want to start the process. It'll first scan for available Wi-Fi networks and show us a listing of all the networks it's found. The one we want is My Network, so I'll go ahead and click Join. It prompts us for the password, which I'll enter in. Go ahead, click OK, and it'll apply those settings and then restart the Wi-Fi network. So this restarting process is important to remember. I'm connected to my computer with an Ethernet cable, so I remain connected within the web GUI. However, if you're connected to the Wi-Fi, say in the field on a tablet or smartphone, it'll actually kick you off the CamRanger network when it restarts. So you'll need to actually log back into the web GUI on the CamRanger network to be able to go in and confirm the settings. So we can see now that we've joined. We have an SSID of my network, signal strength, encryption, and this part's important, the IP address. This tells us that it was indeed successful in joining to the network. If it doesn't have an IP address and just has this other information, it was not successful in joining. You'll also note the channel here is locked, in this case to channel 44. When you're joined to an existing Wi-Fi network, the channel is automatically set to the channel of the existing Wi-Fi network and can't be changed. So hopefully that answers some questions on how to configure the Wi-Fi on the CamRanger 2 and specifically how to join into an existing network. Be sure to subscribe. Let us know if there's any other videos you want to see, and if you have any problems with this or anything else, please shoot us an email at support@camranger.com. Thanks for watching.